day, lords and ladies of the internet, and welcome to Thine Humble Kitchen, where today we will be stepping back in time and possibly location, depending on where you live, to medieval England. So yes, I'm going to be attempting a medieval recipe. Now, I say attempting because I've not tried this yet. This is just for a bit of fun, really. The recipe comes from Good Cookery, which is a website, and it's spelled G-O-D-E because things were spelled different back then. And the website is full of medieval recipes. It's also got some information on medieval history, particularly the language used. So it's an interesting site to check out if you are into history, particularly the history of food. So the dish is called Pokerounce, and I see it as kind of like a distant cousin of cinnamon toast. So that's the level we're working at here. It's going to be a very simple dish, she says. I don't think there's much room for error in it, but who knows. One thing I couldn't get, there was one ingredient I couldn't get, which was galangal, which I previously have never heard of. It just doesn't really seem to be available, so you know, we're omitting that one. I'm omitting that one, but otherwise I'm hoping to do the recipe justice. So let's get cooking. Right, so I've gathered up my ingredients, minus the galangal obviously, and you will notice that there's actually no quantities listed, and this seems to be a bit of a theme in historical recipes. They don't seem to have had quantities listed back in the day. I suppose, you know, they just expected you to use your noggin and your cooking experience to guide you in terms of that. It does say that they want you to have a whole loaf of bread, but then in the instructions it seems to whittle it down to 2 slices, so I've just got 2 thick slices of bread here. You'll notice as well that I've got honeycomb in honey. Just did this, I don't know, I think I just sort of splurged in the shop. I saw it in the supermarket and thought I wanted that. Partly because I'm doing a mukbang of this, as I do with all my recipes now. I thought that would be an interesting thing to do in a mukbang. It seems quite popular in mukbangs, so you can check that out next Sunday. But anyway, let's crack on with the recipe. So our first instruction is take honey and cast it in a pot till it wax chargant. I don't know. Now take and skim it clean. So that means we're going to take our honey, pour it in a pot and heat it until it gets thick, and in the meantime skim the top. There isn't really a lot of impurities for me to skim off the top. I imagine, you know, back in the day the honey would have been less processed, so there might have been more impurities to skim off. But I'm not really seeing a whole lot. There's a few little bits, but they're not really worth skimming off. So I might just leave that step, to be honest. So the honey is now a lot darker, and it is getting a lot thicker, and what I don't want to happen is for it to burn. So at this point I'm going to add in the spices, the cinnamon and the ginger. So I've gone for a teaspoon of cinnamon and half a teaspoon of ginger. It seems like a reasonable amount to me. I really do love cinnamon, so I like quite a lot of cinnamon. If you made it yourself, you could just add half a teaspoon of each. Okay, so our last instruction is take pin paste while it is hot and spread on pin trenchers with a spoon and plant it with pines. Okay, so I've got the paste here. It is thickening up as we speak. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour that on top of the toast. I'm gonna pour instead of spread while I still can. We'll make it look a little bit more, I don't know, artistic. Or I'll try anyway. Oh, it's getting really thick. It's going to be quite difficult to present now. Ooh, this looks like it's going to taste good though. And now to plant it with pines, which doesn't mean we're going to sow some pine trees in it. We're just going to sprinkle some pine nuts on top. Ooh, and spill some on the floor, why not? Now it's ready to serve forth. So here is the finished result. It does kind of look more like modern art than medieval cooking, but yeah, hopefully it'll taste good. The sauce is, wow, okay. It's now so solid that the bread is holding together. So I might have left it cooking for a little bit longer than I should have. It's difficult when you've not got many instructions and you don't actually know what you're making. Anyway, hopefully it will still taste good, and you can see me trying it out in my medieval mukbang, which will come out next Sunday. So please do check that out if you're interested. And please let me know if you would like me to try more historical recipes, particularly if you've got one in mind, then do let me know. That would be interesting to try out. I do like to try kind of weird and wonderful recipes and experiment with stuff. So it's interesting to see how recipes have evolved over the years. So it's something I would like to do again. But yeah, you are the audience, so let me know if you would like more. But till then, cheery bye.